Hi, my name is Gene Pritsker. I am a composer and guitarist.
Hello, I'm Daniel Schnyder. I'm a composer too, and a saxophone player and flute player.
The two of us have known each other for a long time. We've actually toured the world and played a lot together. But this week, coming up week on February 20th, 20th, February 20th, we're doing a concert together, a duo concert, and it's part of Composers Concordance low key chamber concert series. Uh, just for full disclosure, I co-direct Composers Concordance with the composer Dan Cooper, and we started the series for February and March, where we have 6 concerts every Saturday, coming to the coming to you live stream from the home of the Wall Street poet Robert C. Ford, and it's mostly duos, and we present like every Saturday a concert and play a lot of new music. So the first concert was with clarinetist Michio Suzuki and myself. Second concert was Take a Pick duet with Milica Peranosic and Brian Dufort. And this third concert that's coming up is going to be with Daniel Schnyder and myself. And we're playing, it's going to be mostly music by myself and Daniel, and one premiere of a piece by Peter Jarvis. So they're about 45-minute concerts, and we're going to have some fun, I think. Right? Oh, by the way, we're recording on Mardi Gras, so I'm wearing my um,
Oh, okay.
Louis
I see that.
t-shirt.
Yeah.
And happy Mardi Gras, everybody. So we're supposed to ask each other questions, right?
Yes, I think so. That's what we should do.
Okay, here's the question I have for you, man. Where's my
Okay.
$20 you owe me? No, I'm joking. That's not the question I
I
have
hear
for you.
you. Well, it
Uh,
is a problem right now.
it's always a problem. So, it's always fun for me to play with Daniel. We've played duet concerts before, and we've played together with this group that I have called Absolute Ensemble. Daniel's always a great player, and I always love his music because I feel a little bit connected. Me and him, our music together is because we are multicultural, in a way that we are very influenced by cultures of the world, of all cultures. That's the way I think about music as one big culture of Earth, and I get inspired by everything. And Daniel does it well. So my question for you is, can you talk a little bit about how the various cultures that you have been inspired by, which have inspired you the most, and actually which for our Saturday concert coming up, which ones are represented there? Because I know there's two already. Just looking at the music. Uh, so talk about that if you can.
Yes, so my music is very influenced, obviously, by European music, traditional music. Since I'm coming originally from Switzerland, we're both immigrants from uh, from the East, from Europe, and I would say, beside European music, the tradition of European music, I was really influenced by jazz music, by American music, and I also play a lot of jazz and improvised music, and we share that. We both uh, improvise too. I think like improvisation is a very important tool for a composer to explore new ideas and to actually also get influenced by other people that improvise and share their ideas with you. So jazz is a fantastic garden for new musical fruits, and we share that. And also the Absolute Ensemble was an ensemble that was bridging different traditions. That's where we met. Tradition of jazz music, ethnic music, and classical music. I would say the ensemble was mostly classical ensemble. Everybody went to Juilliard or Manhattan School of Music.
Well, we
But
started it in Manhattan School of Music with Christian, but the idea was, as you were
yeah,
saying,
the idea was
combine. Yeah.
actually to travel the world. So I was very instrumental in doing this Arabian Night program. And you did. I think you were involved in the Zappa program and also some of the other programs, designing a program that was bridging classical music with non-classical music. And this is very important for me, and we also going to reflect that in our duo concert by playing some music which is influenced by Middle Eastern music and jazz music.
But the other one I thought was klezmer influenced.
Yeah, klezmer influence too,
Yeah,
exactly.
which is, I mean, it's Eastern European, whatever klezmer, but klezmer is its own thing. Oh, it's got it's got that Middle Eastern thing going on. I mean, those
Yeah,
scales
I
are
mean,
not
well,
exactly, yeah.
a couple of things are different. For instance, the tempo changes in klezmer music. There's a lot of tempo changes. You don't have that in Arab music that much. Getting faster and faster,
Yes, yeah.
the usual thing. So we're going to do that, which is also more connected to classical music, since jazz usually should not get faster, faster, faster. You should stay
Right.
more or less in the groove.
You-
Yeah. So I mean, these differences are all very, very interesting. To combine that with classical music, or let's say with written music, is a challenge. But that makes the music also accessible for other players. As soon as you write something down, you can share it with other people.
Exactly. Well, that's why I love the score. I love writing things down, even even though I love improvisation as well. But just to talk about the concert we're having, we really do have a concert that has a lot of eclectic music. Tales from Another Time. That's your influence of kind of klezmer. I'm doing a piece called Mantra Number Two, which is influenced by mantras, which are I guess, more Eastern Indian type of sounding, but it's for solo electric guitar, so it's a drone with a melody, and you kind of repeat the same melody over and over. And I started writing during the pandemic. I was writing a lot of fast and nervous music, so I decided what's the opposite of that, and I started listening to mantras. And music that has drones and one melody and not much changes. And for me, that's very hard to do. So I started writing these mantras. So this is mantra number two. I think I have like three of them or four. uh, then we're gonna have a your D'accord, which is inspired by Middle Eastern music, I believe, and my piece, two pieces, duets for the end of the world. Um, ju- um, so I went a little further. There's this website. It's a beautiful website where it's a map of the world, and you could click anywhere on the map, and they'll start playing the traditional music from that area. It's really an interesting. I always have it open. I just click sometimes, and sometimes I'll just click on some area, and I can. The two duets are inspired by two areas that I clicked on and just listened to for a while as doing something else, and then started writing music inspired by that sound. Uh, the thing is, I don't remember which areas because once I get through it, kind of goes away from that. But the influence is there. I know that I probably could find it where I think maybe it was in Afghanistan. I was listening to some singing vocal music, and
Yeah.
that type of melodic contour, not even so much scales or whatever, but just kind of the essence of it, all of a sudden seeped into my compositions. So I think our concert is going to be quite eclectic, as all our concerts are.
Eclectic, yeah. Yeah, but I also think it reflects our time, because
It
we
is.
are
It does.
living in a multicultural society right now, especially in New York, but also in Paris or London. All the urban centers in the world are now multicultural, and it's not reflected in the concert hall. And so we have sort of a duty to create a material that reflects our time. I think this is the very important thing that composers have to do nowadays, to come up with music that represents us.
But the truth is, I always viewed music, maybe just the way I was brought up with various types of music in my household. My father being a jazz musician, my mother a classical musician, and Russian traditional folk instruments that she played. And I always heard different types of music. So, and then I got into heavy metal as an early child, as at an early age, and for me, like it was always. It was actually when I went to school, my school of music, and there was some people who only knew, like, they only practiced Chopin, and for me that was always weird. Like, how come? Well, you don't hear this? You don't hear this? You don't know Frank Zappa? Because not that I knew so much, but I would never listen to one type of music over and over, which I think a lot of people still do. But that doesn't really reflect, which is fine. I'm not saying that's bad, but it really doesn't reflect our time in general because the world is small, and you could click on any. You could click on a little button on your computer and hear music from very, very far away, which you couldn't do even maybe like 60, 70 years ago today, right? To hear that Afghanistani music, you'd have to.
Well, they used to have these UNESCO records, and my father bought a couple of
Right. You
from
had to get those
Afghanistan,
records, right?
Iran, and we played that at home, and that also was a big influence
It's
when I
very
was
influential when
that.
young people hear different types of cultures and music. And for me, it's always, just, when I'm thinking of racism, of people not accepting other people's ways or looks or whatever, I always, for me, I always said ending the segregation of sound vibration. That's my quote. So the segregation of people, in a way, how people are segregated and don't respect each other and racist and all this type of stuff that we have problems still to this day, a lot of it. But I think it could start from culture. It should start from culture. And for me, the sound vibration, because all music for me is equal, because it really is, doesn't matter what you do with the sound, all music is created from the same materials. That same sound vibration, doesn't matter what instrument you're playing, whatever, it's still using the, the, the DNA of it, just like all humans are basically the same. I mean, exactly the same if you go down to the DNA level,
Yeah.
and then there's little changes that makes us look. So I'm getting too philosophical. I know. I'm sorry, but
Yeah,
that's
no,
what
no, no,
happens.
it's not sorry. I mean, you're absolutely right. It's also a question of mutual respect, that you start to respect other cultures, that you don't look at them like in the European way of the 19th century as not really as worthy as the European invention of music, since we
Absolutely.
had, we came up with all this technology with notation, which is a unique thing, and it's a fantastic tool to eternalize
Right.
music in
But
a
it's
way.
not the only way.
But it's
And
not
for
the
instance,
only
like
way, and
India
it's
has an
also,
oral tradition that goes
yeah.
back.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
also realized with the oral tradition, when it comes to intonation, when it comes to rhythm, now through notation, we as classical musicians, we lost a lot. We lost a lot of the intricate little details of the vernacular of music through the process of abstraction. Now we're getting very technical. I
we're
don't know.
getting very technical. And don't forget the accordion destroyed all those tuning systems all around the world. Okay, that's a totally different conversation, but yes, but similar to what you're saying. We're gonna, I think, wrap it up now, but I would like all of you to tune in on Saturday at 5 p.m. on Composers Concordance Facebook page. So Composers Concordance, that's the organization that I co-direct and that we present these low-key chamber concert series on. And it's going to be just a live stream on Facebook, and it'll be up there to see later as well. And Daniel and I will hit it this Saturday. And just to let you know, the Saturday after that, it will be featuring classic guitarist Sean Satin. Saturday after that, saxophonist composer Jay Rodriguez. Saturday after that, the last concert will be composer Charles Coleman. And all three of them are duets with me. I know this concert series is kind of just me being real. I need to play concerts every week as I used to before the pandemic. So now I'm getting back to it, even if it's just live stream and we have a 3 or 4 person audience. But out there, hopefully we have more. So, Daniel, I am very looking forward to playing with you.
Likewise, my friend.
And thank you, composers, now for having us talk about our concerts. And see you see you in the virtual world. See you on the concert stage. Thank you.
Okay, bye bye.